patch notes for patch 16.9. Kind of a surprise patch that got dropped on us. Now, it was kind of a train wreck getting here. BSG took the servers down for 6 hours for some kind of maintenance to the infrastructure. They weren't real clear about it. And then that ran an extra 2 hours long or so. And then the servers came back up for 2 hours, and then now they're back down. So servers are down. They will be coming back up again 6 hours after the start of this. So that'll be roughly, assuming it doesn't get extended, it might get extended, but they're planning on bringing the servers back up at 6 a.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Eastern, which is 2 p.m. in London, and then 11 p.m. for our time traveling friends down under in Sydney, Australia. Well, we do have patch notes, so let's get over those, get you guys up to speed so you can watch these while you're at work or while you're waiting for the server to come back up, whichever it may be. Okay, so patch 16.9. The big first part of this is going to be adding PvE synchronization to Ref and Arena. So now if you're on PvE, you can take advantage of Ref. You'll have him, you'll have all of his stuff. Now, the big thing to keep in mind is that this synchronization only works one way, excluding regular tasks, meaning that the EFT syncs with PvE mode, but not the other way around. So you can't do stuff on PvE and push it to Arena. Some of you might be upset about this, but you guys have to keep in mind that there is no good way to separate PvP and PvE. So the dominant thing is going to be PvP. You guys will still be able to link. You'll still be able to send stuff from Ref to PvE, but not the other way around. So added Ref to PvE mode with his related tasks and trader offers. Arena task lines in PvP and PvE modes now contain a special label in indicating the game mode. These tasks can be completed simultaneously in both modes. So if you have a PvE account up with Ref, there'll be a separate thing there for PvE and then one for PvP. Now for item transfers, like I said, you can transfer rubles, GP coins, Lega metals, and crates to PvE mode, but you cannot transfer stuff from PvE mode to Arena. It doesn't matter that much. You're not usually transferring stuff that way. And this is primarily done so that you can't feed PvP mode from the PvE side. And it just keeps things simpler all over. So item transfer game mode selection options available for Rest Service tab. Item transfer between Arena and PvP mode remain unchanged. Item transfer limits are separated between the two EFT game modes, not affecting each other. So you can send, right now the limit's 750,000 rubles. You can send 750,000 to PvP, and I'm assuming 750,000 to PvE, though that might be higher. So the limits are separate. You're not limited to one or the other. So if you want to send to both, you can. All the tactical clothing will be available for Arena. Attaining clothing in PvP mode unlocks it only in EFT Arena. Obtaining PvE mode does not unlock it in PvP mode and EFT Arena. So keep that in mind. Battle Pass, you get all the Battle Pass rewards in PvE now, which is good. They already earned Battle Pass rewards, including trade offers and clothing, are also unlocked in the PvE mode. So it should be retroactive. In-game tasks, again, after completing tasks in EFT Arena, you receive rewards into your in-game stash and you can transfer them into either PvP or PvE mode. Trader standing. Trader standing increases from EFT Arena transfers into both PvE and PvP mode. Completing tasks in PvE mode gives trader standing only in PvE mode. Completing tasks in PvE mode gives trader standing to both PvP mode and PvE Arena. So again, this is the thing where PvP is kind of the primary here. PvE is linked kind of, but not in both directions. It says, note, trader standing in EFT Arena and PvE mode may differ due to PvE trader standing not transferring to EFT Arena. So there you go. So I think that means that you can get your rep is going to probably end up higher in PvE than it is in Arena. Character experience, skills, and weapon mastery. Experience, skills, and mastery leveled in EFT Arena transfers to both PvE and PvP mode. Gaining experience in PvE mode does not transfer elsewhere. PvP and Arena are linked. Those two profiles will stay the same. The PvE one will not. However, anything you do in Arena will transfer both to PvP and PvE. So if you get 10 skill points of strength playing Arena, that will apply both to your PvE and your PvP characters. Character wipes. If in the event a character wipe, global, personal, or prestige, in PvP or EFT Arena, only PvP and EFT Arena will be reset. So you do not reset progress in PvE. Progress in task-related PvE mode and EFT will not be reset. If you perform a character wipe in PvE mode, your progress will be reset only in PvE mode. Progress in task-related PvE mode and EFT Arena will not be reset. Progress in tasks to PvE mode and EFT will be reset. Okay, that's it. We're done with that. Holy shit. Long story short, you get ref in PvE now. AI, readjusted the general AI detection system. Readjusted the AI detection system through smoke. This one should be a fun one to test. I will be interested about that. I don't know how we're going to test it because offline mode doesn't always work the same as online mode. So I might be bringing some smokes and seeing if you can make scavs not shoot at you with smoke. That would actually be super helpful. Smoke would be a lot more useful if that was the case. Improve the AI enemy detection system. Improve the AI looting patterns. Hopefully this means that AI, like for example, right now on Shoreline, AI scavs just pick up all the keys. All the loose keys, they're on the scavs at Resort. You got to kill them to get them. I've killed a scav once and he had 3 Gnosis keys on him. So yeah, hopefully they address that. It sucks, especially if you're as a player scav, when you get into a raid late and there's a bunch of AI scavs around and there's no loot anywhere because they hoovered it all up and you can't get any of it. And I don't like that. It's cool that scavs do loot a little bit because then the AI scavs are more valuable when you kill them as a player, but there needs to be a balance there, and hopefully this gets towards that. Improve the AI grenade launcher aiming system. Don't know what that means. I hope that means it's worse. Improve the AI detection system when AI is hiding in vegetation. Hopefully they don't see us. Several boss behavior fixes. So there was the one that stands out to me the most is Tagilla. So you could kind of cheese Tagilla. Like if he pulled his hammer out and you started shooting him, he kind of it was like he was running on banana peels. He didn't move. He just ran really slow. That's probably fixed. So if you've been cheesing Tagilla with that, you're going to get smashed in the face with a hammer this time probably. Just keep that in mind. Fix the situation where an AI would drop their MVG to the player. I never did see that. I didn't even see clips of that. This is an interesting bug. Fix the specific situation when the cultist would stop shooting the player. Fix the issue with AI PMCs not patrolling the territory on factory. I know this has been a problem forever. Even a year ago whenever I tried PvE, it was super hard to do anything in factory because the AI PMCs just wouldn't move for you. It was so hard to get some of the kills for where you got to kill around the offices. I can't remember the task. So that should help you guys on PvE a little bit. Fix the several situations when rogues would fire the stationary AGS outside of their detection sector. Okay, so if you're a bear, you know exactly what this is because you've been blown up at like the tennis courts, at the cottage, at the chalets by the AGS. And because I've seen dead guys up there, bear tags on people that died to the rogues with the AGS up there. It's wild. This is I think it's always been that way. I think this has always been a problem since they added rogues. So it's good to see this fix. Probably should go play around with rogues and see if their AI got monkeyed up, made worse or anything like that. Fix the situation when bots were spawning in front of players. Yay. Fix situations when a bot group would summon an ally next to the player. The fact that scavs summon stuff is funny. Like, yes, things have to spawn, but the idea that they could summon, just I'm picturing AI scavs doing a chant and one of their buddies just crawls up out of the ground right next to you. We've all experienced it. I didn't know this was what's happening. It's kind of funny to think about it like that, at least to me. Audio. Fix the incorrect volume of certain sounds. Remove the M67 grenade fuse ignite sound. I'm interested to see what this means. I don't know. To me, is this like when you throw the grenade, it doesn't do the fuse pop anymore? Maybe? I don't know. Fixed several issues with sound occlusion on Streets of Tarkov and customs. Added noise canceling and microphone sensitivity options for voice chat. Fixed the issues with short clicks and sound artifacts when using VoIP. So hopefully this is all the VoIP bug stuff where you hear because it was really immersion breaking. It just sucked. So hopefully that's fixed. Been a problem for a while now. Fixed the issue with players still hearing VoIP after disabling it in the settings. Added the ability to quick swap microphones to use in VoIP. I don't understand. Ability to quick swap microphones to use in VoIP. I don't know what that is. Now, if the user encounters a microphone error, they can disable voice chat to receive incoming voice streams. Added the ability to adjust VoIP volume. Yay. Quality of life. Change the surgical kit auto use priority to legs. This is a great change. It used to be arms. So the fact that it's going to legs now is, I think, what it should be. It's where you usually want to fix your legs before your arms. This is if you double click on it, right? Now, keep in mind that the Serve 12, if you have a broken limb, it will go to that one first, which is fine if it's blacked because it fixes in one use. The one use fixes the break and the black, I believe. Is that right? Does it do that? Does it fix both the break and the black? I don't remember. Either way, keep in mind that your Serve 12 will eat be eaten up, it will prioritize a break over anything else. So just keep that in mind. I don't know if they changed that or not. Balancing changes. New balancing changes to hardcore wipe mechanics. This is the big one. This is the hardcore changes. And this first one is, wow. Returned access to the flea market at level 35 with the ability to place one found in raid item at a time. So I don't know, chat. I don't know, man. I hate to sound like I know better than BSG, because I don't. But this makes no sense to me. The people that really need the flea market are struggling to get to level 35. I mean, Arena's helped a lot. It's probably not as hard as it used to be, but I'll probably do a poll and we can go take a look at it. In fact, you know what I'll do? As soon as I record this, I'll put a poll up so you can go look at it after this video. We'll see where people are at that are playing the wipe. That segment of it doesn't make any sense to me. Why only give it? I mean, there's no defense for, oh, it's a streamer wipe now. Oh, it's an unemployed wipe. Like legit giving the flea market to level 35. I don't know. I don't understand it. It seems counterintuitive to me, but I also don't understand what BSG's after. So the other hand, the other part of this, the ability to place only one found in raid item is, I don't know if this is good or bad. It's really interesting. I have some ideas about what the market's going to do on some micro levels, but at a macro level, I have no idea what's going to happen. So I'm assuming you're still going to be able to sell stacks of stuff, right? If you have 15 bolts, you can list them all in one listing, right? And that'll work for everything. But only having one slot to sell stuff and being found in raid means that the market is going to be really choked off. There's not going to be a lot of money moving around. You know, one of the things that keeps the market going, even when we had only a found in raid market, was you sell a bunch of stuff, you go loot a bunch of bolts, you sell a bunch of bolts, right? Then you take that money and you use that to buy what you need. And that's circulating money all over the place. That's not going to happen at the degree that it's happened in the past with one slot. So you're going to see a lot of gunsmith items. You're going to see high value items, stuff that people are like, okay, I'll eat up my one slot selling 10 bolts or 2 motors or, you know, these gunsmith parts or maybe these plates, maybe some ammo. But other than that, I just don't see it really happening outside of those specific cases, though. We'll see. It's going to be really interesting to see where it's at, especially with restricting it to level 35, because it's going to be a small group of the player base. Things are going to be very expensive. I do know that. Just because the demand is going to be high and the supply is going to be very low. So reverted the trader prices to the values before the hardcore wipe. So this is your sell and your buy. So things should be back to normal. It's an okay change. I'm not super worried about this. It'll be interesting to see what it does to gear and what players can finally run. I know I was running really cheap shit, basic gear. I wouldn't spend money on expensive stuff because it was just too expensive and it's hard to make money. That's going to start to change a little bit now. Reverted the scav cooldowns to the values for hardcore wipe. So players are going to be able to play their scav pretty quickly again, even with not great rep. So that's back on the menu for those of you that live off of your scavs, which is probably more of us now than ever. Return the missing trade offers at therapist loyalty level 4. Okay, so the way I read this is that the trade offers on therapists that they removed are being put back on therapists, but on loyalty level 4. That means the colics, the stims, there was a couple other things. Those are back on. The drugs are back on her at level 4 now. Now, the other way to read this is that whatever level 4 trade offers she had that they took away, they put those back on, and only those. I don't think that's it. I think they're putting everything back on. They're just putting it on Therapist 4. Return the ability to insure items at proper and Therapist, and disabled insurance on fence. Okay, this to me means insurance is back to normal. There would be no reason to keep insurance expensive. Like, why jump through the hoops and keep insurance expensive by adding proper and Therapist back and then removing fence? So this to me is insurance from fence is gone and Therapist and proper are back, and it's going to be the same price as it was before. So insurance fraud is back on the menu, boys. Still gonna eat up your cost. Pay attention to it. You're not making money like you were before, so it's still gonna be a hefty price, but it's there nonetheless. Okay, now fixes. Fixed numerous visual issues, incorrect culling, object ballistics, decals, and lighting across all locations. Fix the ability to use gestures while jumping to gain an advantage. Fix the character behavior when attempting to equip a grenade while using the bipod. Fixed an in-game, in-raid compass interaction. Okay, a lot of you guys don't care about the compass, but the people that do really cared. And this has been broken for a long time. So your compass is fixed. Yay! Fix the incorrect Glock 18C recoil when shooting in small bursts. I don't, was it too much recoil or was it like a laser beam? I don't know. I didn't know this was a thing. You know, let us know. Fix the ability to add incompatible attachments on an equipped weapon. This is going to be some of like the overlapping attachments and things that are, I think, clipping and stuff. There's always issues with this, so I don't know the specifics because I can't remember. I know there's been some stuff, but anyways. Fix the issue with max level skills not leveling correctly after using a stimulant. Okay, this has been a long-standing problem that is great that they fixed it finally. The example of this is, let's say you have 45 strength, right? And you hit an SJ1, SJ6, whichever one gives you extra strength. And let's say it gives you 10 strength, right? So now your strength is 55. When it did that, you would not gain any strength skill points. You wouldn't level your strength when that happened. So it made using stims detrimental in several cases, and it would make it harder to level some skills. So that has been fixed. Great fix. Long-standing problem. Happy to see it fixed. Fix several visualization issues or visual issues with hideout zones. I don't know what that was. I didn't notice any visual issues, but I wasn't really looking either. Fix the ammo used and overall accuracy statistics during local PvE raids. I'm guessing you guys had some problems on your end of raid screens or something. Fix the RSG2 explosion visuals in thermal optics. That's a rocket launcher. Very interesting use case, or interesting case of the looking at a rocket explosion through thermals. So it's fixed for the 3 people that might have noticed that. I shot a lot of rockets and I didn't know that was a problem. Fix the ability to equip regular and helmet mounted headsets at the same time. This is that funny thing where you could have like those, you know, the headsets that bolt to the helmet itself. You could wear those and regular headsets at the same time. I don't think it gave you like double hearing or anything. Maybe it did, but that's fixed. Fix the cause of error 228 when auto sorting stash in certain cases. Okay, that's all the patch notes, but we're not done yet. So here's a problem that I see, and this goes 2 ways. We have the EFT patch notes. This is part of the roadmap, the actual roadmap, right? The problem is the newsletter, the community digest, had the roadmap, but reduced. And it looks like it got reduced even more because now, okay, there's no in-game event listed in the patch notes, right? I'm almost positive there's one coming. The events are very rarely listed in the patch notes. They're almost always a surprise. Sometimes they are. But Nikita specifically has been very active on Twitter, and he only does that when something's coming. It's this ebb and flow with him on social media, and it's not just Twitter, but that's the primary place. He gets quiet for a while, and then it starts to pick up. His communication picks up, and then you start seeing communication from a lot of the guys at BSG, and then an event happens or something goes on. So we're seeing a ton of communication on Twitter and stuff from those guys. So I'm almost positive there's an event with this patch. Not just because it says it here, but because of their activity. It's not in the patch notes. My feeling, again, this is my gut. There's no facts with this, so keep that in mind. My feeling is that we're going to have something small and subtle with the event. It's not going to be this big thing tomorrow all of a sudden in the morning. And it's going to be a ramp up to some kind of big event over the next week or 2 weeks or maybe month. A long process. It's going to be a long drawn out event, I think. That's my feeling for it. I could be wrong. There's some copium there, but that's kind of how that's the gut feeling I get for this. Balancing changes and quality of life improvements. There was a little bit of this. The quality of life improvements, I was expecting a lot more, especially because the old roadmap said balancing fixes, quality of life changes, and cumulative fixes based on player feedback. They were really good about that for a while this year, so that dropping off does suck and is a little concerning. They mentioned nothing about shoreline and ground zero optimizations, which from here shaved off from the interchange optimizations. Again, cutting more and more and more and more. One thing to keep in mind is we're supposed to get an interchange kind of, I don't want to say rework. Maybe it's an expansion. It's something in between there. They're really vague with what it is. Interchange is getting some love. Let's put it that way. Not just optimizations. And Apple, the community manager for BSG, did say that we're going to get that before release. So there's obviously going to be another patch between here and release. When that is, we don't know. What that's going to entail, we don't know. And that obviously is up to change as well, like everything has been. So keep that in mind. EFT, we got the arena synchronization, and they also didn't mention the fall weather season. So does this, and it is a little early for fall. If they turn it on now, it's not that big of a deal. Fall's not like going to winter. It's not like crazy different. It is different, but it is a little early to turn fall on, but not super early. I don't know if it's going to be tomorrow, if they just didn't put in the patch notes. We'll just have to wait and see. These are the things that were on the patch notes that we didn't get that kind of bothered me. Now, real quick, I want to just browse over these patch notes for Arena, just so you guys can see it. There's some important things to mention. Obviously, all the ref stuff, we don't need to go over that again. That's all in here. But they updated the audio system, made audio quite a bit better. Various improvements all over the place. They changed some weapon tasks, or they added the weapon tasks, individual challenges for the most experienced EFT Arena players, unlock access to unique customization items. Access to W tasks is unlocked after earning all related weapons attachments. So if you level up M4 all the way through, you get the task for that. Completing a weapon task unlocks a special camouflage for the corresponding weapon. Kind of cool, I think. Weapon tasks are available only for select weapons, but the list will be expanded in the future. The first 1,000 players who complete a weapon task for a specific weapon will unlock a unique account-tied number tag for this weapon. That is actually kind of crazy. It's cool. It's kind of crazy. Quick game. Added a new quick game button to the main menu, allowing you to start matching in all the game modes and locations on ranked game mode. Next game button is available at the end of the match and allows to start matchmaking based on the previous selection settings. So instead of having to exit to the menu and whatever, you can go from match to match. Good change, I think. Magazine ammo presets. This is huge. It's so nice. Needed it. To be able to load magazine presets like we do in Tarkov, which is good. Balancing changes. As part of patch point 3, we were tasked with reducing the total number of headshot kills, which at the time had statistically reached over 70%. Although headshots are natural for competitive shooters, we wanted to find an average value at which the equipment of the classes also gave the player the opportunity to react to the enemy. The value of headshots we saw after balancing adjustments unfortunately turned out to be much lower than we expected. Enforcer adjustments. With previous updates, we made several adjustments to the Enforcer class to give more variety and playability to shotguns to make class more heavy weapons related, but we didn't take into account a number of balancing factors for this class, which led to situations where shooting at the legs became more advantageous and easier. We've put together a comprehensive list of changes for the class aimed at correcting the situation and bringing back a healthier balance between classes. As a result of the changes, the concept for Enforcer will shift towards more a flexible one that is able to take advantage of the variation of available weapons while remaining effective in both defense and offense, still having weaknesses. Reduced the limb damage, arms, legs from 1 to 0.8. Reduced the destroyed limb damage, arms from 1 to 0.8. So they're basically buffing arms and legs. Enforcer balance changes. Increase the meta score for slap helmet plate. Remove the ability to equip Masca helmet. This is the killer helmet. Decrease the meta score for Vulcan 5 helmet to 1199. Remove the ability to wear the Vulcan 5 face shield. It's a big change. That's a huge change. Increase the meta score for Saigav. A bunch of stuff changing, balancing. I'm not going to go through all of that. The big one was these helmet things here. Those are the big ones that a lot of people that play Arena really care about with Enforcer. Added the ability to equip the AUG A1 and A3, MDR 556, Kalashnikov AK-105, AK-74U, Scar L, MP5K, and MPX. So some new weapons for the Enforcer. Scout adjustments. Within our class concept, the Scout was supposed to be a powerful class as it has access to the most effective ammo and a wide list of weapons. After the patch point 3, Scouts retained its role, but having class 4 armor made it too versatile, which made it more competitive with the Assault class. As part of the current change, we want to weaken its access to armor, but keep access to ammo and weapons. Scout balancing changes. Remove the ability to wear class 4 armor. This is going to send people into conniptions, but it's needed. It's needed. Scouts should be glass cannons, not Assault with better ammo. Which is what they turned into. Anyways, remove the ability to equip class 4 armor, added the ability to equip the Steyr AUG-1 and AUG-A3. General balancing changes. The ricochet mechanics have been significantly reworked to make head damage more transparent and comprehensible. The ricochet chance has been reduced for all helmets, face shields, masks, and gear mods. Note that despite the reduced chance, the results can still occur in certain cases. Reduce the metascore for 9x19 PvP. Increase the metascore for Diamond Age Neo Steel Helmet. Assault balancing changes. Remove the ability to equip the Lancer L7 AWM 25 round magazines. Marksman balance. That's funny. That's the only thing they did. Marksman balance changes. Adjusted ammo stats for 7.62 by 51 ball, 11 range, long range ammo. They bumped the damage up a little bit and bumped the pen up a little bit. So, okay, crazy. Adjust the ammo for 7.62 by 54 tungsten carbide. Same deal. Same kind of changes as they did for this. Remove the ability to equip 7.62 by 39 30 round magazines. Add the ability to equip PP19 50 round drum mags. Increase the metascore for 366 AP to 92.1. Pretty hefty. Added the ability to equip 5.56 45 SAAP and MAIAP. Changes. Several adjustments and fixes the friends widget. Readjusted the MVP calculation and checkpoint mode. That's good. I'd be interested to see what that is. Added an additional indicator when using VoIP and radio. Added millisecond values when planting a device in blast gang mode. Added new splash screens on startup. Fixes several graphic UI fixes. Fixed an issue where the device remained in the player's hands after the installation timer ended. Fixed an issue where the player could not see or hear the device in blast gang mode when reconnecting to a match. Fixed an issue with receiving Twitch drops rewards. Fixed the known cause for errors 1000 and 228 when transferring items from Arena to EFT. Fixed the known issues where players were stuck in the game launch screen. Yep. Fixed an infinite weapon ergonomics increase after mounting a weapon on an obstacle. Fixed the incorrect display of low to level with ref. Fix the known issues when interacting with the armory. Remove the grenade spawn points in last hero mode. Okay, so that's it. That's Arena. Everything's up to date. You guys are there. It is past 2 a.m. for me, so I'm going to get to bed. I'm going to get a quick night's sleep. I'll be up early. We'll play the patch. We'll figure out what is in there. Maybe we'll see the event. Maybe we won't. We'll play around in the flea market. We'll see what's going to go on, so we'll get a good handle of it. If you're watching this, this might be live before I even wake up, thanks to the awesome editors I have.
I got you, homie.
Their time zones differ from me, so it's not like they're staying up late at night. But the hours work out here to where they can do the video while I sleep, and it helps out a ton. So we might be up. Otherwise, come say hi on stream. Come ask questions on stream if you have them. I'll try to do my best to answer what we have. Community's pretty good about pooling information and getting answers to people. Same thing with comments section down below. People always put great comments down with information and other extra stuff. So don't forget to go check down there and throw anything you have down. Also, don't forget that like and subscribe button. Helps me out. I have to imagine if you're still here, you liked the video. But that's it. I'll quit rambling. I'm gonna go get to bed. Appreciate you guys as always. Thank you for being around with my content. I wish you the best of luck in your raids. We'll see you in Tarkov.